Join us at Women of Courage and celebrate the achievements of women. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in. This is Gloria Lee, the moderator for the show Women of Courage. Wherever you are in the world, I need you to know one thing right now. You are amazing. I know you might be upset. I know you might be hurting. And I know you might be frustrated. I know because all of these things happened to me. I was homeless for 2 years, and all I had was a computer, my son, and a car. I want you to know you still have a purpose in life, and it is my job to help you believe that again. Do you want to believe? Can you see that the divorce was not meant to take you out? Can you believe that the lost house and the lost job is a setup for something greater? By the end of this broadcast, you'll be injected with so much that you cannot help but believe again. And I am going to help you do just that. Are you ready? I got some things I want to share with you. And I will even make suggestions on books and activities that you can implement, which will ultimately bring healing and wholeness to you. If you are ready to be healed, if you're ready to be whole, just jot down the pointers I give and watch your life transform. No matter what happened, no matter whose fault it was, today is a new day, and your time to live and be free is now. Join me in this journey to wholeness. Your time for total healing is now. Today you shall recover. Wholeness, healness, and peacefulness is in the mind. That is where all battles for life end and begin.
Today, I choose love. From my past, my future, to my family and friends, I choose love. With everything we've got going on in the world today, all the hate and negativity, love is all we have, and it's all we need. If you can start each day with love, you will watch your world change. But the time is now to forgive, to forget, to move on. Do this and your perspective will change. If I know one thing, I would rather live in a world with love and openness than a world full of pain. And it's our choice to believe in something bigger than us. One world, one people, one love.
The Women of Courage show is being broadcast by the Women and Children's Restoration Ministries to help you problem solve, to help you dream again, to help you believe that anything is possible. We want you to believe that you do not have to marry the first man you meet just to get someone to take care of you. You do not have to live a life of drudgery. You can educate yourself. All you have to do is learn to read competently. We want you to take a chance on yourself. Stop believing all the soothsayers around you that have never left the state in their lives. People who do not have courage to fly. People who only think of lying, cheating, and stealing. You can live an exciting life. All you have to do is believe that you can make your dreams come true. You do not have to go to bed with someone you despise day in and day out. You have the right to marry someone that you can talk to someone that believes in you and has faith in you as a human being. In other words, you do not have to settle for just anyone. But what you must do is strive toward your goal. You must be goal oriented. You must organize yourself. You must be clear about what you want in life and why you want such a life. All of us are made up of dreams. As our dreams unfold in our lives, our spirit soars. Realizing our dreams becomes a problem because oftentimes we are beaten down by our friends and family. We are beaten down at school by people laughing at us because of our shoe size, our ear size, our breast size, the clothes we wear, etc. We are beaten down by people saying nothing will come of our lives. We are beaten down when our mothers and grandmothers constantly say that we're going to be just like our father, an inmate in prison. Many of us are also discouraged when our mothers are inattentive. She is wrapped up in her new boyfriend. But life anew is possible. It is my job to encourage you to go as far as you can dream and as far as your dreams can take you. It is my job to get you to believe in life again. I am sick and tired of people failing at life just because they are around negative speaking and negative acting people. Do not let the failure of other people make you lose confidence in yourself. Yes, you may be surrounded by poverty, but you must look for a way out. The book, If You Believe in God, You Do Not Belong in Prison, will help you. What you must do above all else is learn to read competently. You must read, and read. Anyone who laughs at you for reading, you need to leave that person alone. I do not care if it's your mother. Anyone who discourages you, you are to stop all association. Man is not different than plants. We need encouragement to grow as plants need water to thrive. You are to leave foolish, stupid people alone. Their ignorance will weigh you down or even get you killed. Sit down and think how you can avoid these people, especially if they're in your family. If you are overwhelmed with the tiring feeling that feels as if you're carrying a bag of stone around every morning when you get out of bed and think how you'll have to spend another living life you're not passionate about, the books I suggest are the perfect solution for your unique needs. Not only will we help you realize why these feelings overwhelm you and what you can do to change it, but they will also teach you how to live a life of strength, courage, fearlessness in order to realize all of your dreams. If you are lacking the attitude and psychology, proper resource or vision to make your dreams a reality, combined with dissatisfaction with the execution of your plans, but you remain firmly dedicated to making your ambition a reality and creating the life you deserve, you will certainly derive the most benefit from professional, incredible content within these books. Contents that will assist you in achieving the results that you are after. You are never to give up on yourself. Are you ready to leave your future to chance? Of course not. Take your life in your hand and learn all the necessary tools, mindset, strategies used by the men and women of courage used in order to live the life of their dream. Change your life with our book starting today. Today we are going to discuss the significance of being a father. We are going to discuss the call that's going out across the land for men to return to the home. It is possible for any man to father a child, but being a dad is a lifetime job and a privilege. Fathers have a significant role to play in every child's life. It is a role that can never be filled by any other person and tends to impact hugely on the child, thus aiding in molding him or her. Today's society is filled with men who act without thinking of the possible consequences, only for them to end up regretting once the deed is done. This article aims at discussing the significance of fathers in their children's lives and the role played by fathers in determining their children's ultimate outcome. A man's actions, whether big or small, tend to affect their child's life significantly. Fathers, like mothers, are pillars in the development of a child's emotional well-being. Children depend on their fathers to set the rules and implement them. They equally depend on their fathers to enable them to have a sense of physical security as well as a psychological and emotional security. A father conducts with the kind of decorum expected of fathers that will influence their children positively. This goes a long way in impacting his children, since such a child will always want to make his or her father proud. What this means is that fathers tend to set the bar for their children. The higher the bar set by a father, the better the child's outcome. Getting involved in criminal activity or immoral behavior just means that you are setting a very low standard for your children. Such cases of these kinds of parents almost end up in prison, thus leaving their children with no father figure or fathers who are not involved in any manner. But you fail to realize as a man that an involved father promotes their children's inner growth and strength. You see, in according to the numerous studies that have been conducted on this subject, it has been established that when fathers are affectionate and supportive, it significantly impacts a child's cognitive and social development. It's equally instilled a general sense of well-being and self-confidence. Luke chapter 1 verse 17 says, "And he shall go before him in the spirit and the power of Elijah to turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and of disobedience to the wisdom of just, to make ready a person prepared for the Lord." Malachi 4:6 says, "He will turn the hearts of the fathers to their children, and he will turn the hearts of the children to their fathers, or else I will come and strike the land with a curse." Listen to Malachi 4:6 again. "He will turn the hearts of the fathers to their children, and he will turn the hearts of the children to their fathers, or else I will come and strike the land with a curse." If you are thinking of a criminal activity, or if you are engaged in a criminal enterprise, you must change the way you think, and you must do it now. You cannot continue being the man that you are. Life demands that you be the best you can be in light of all the children who die around the world who never get an opportunity to live. Wherever you are, and no matter what you are doing now, you must change. God is sending the call across the land. He wants his sons to return to him. The only way you can return to him is by changing your lifestyle and living upright. If you are involved with criminal activity with others, move. That is correct. Change your location. Move to another city. Tell no one where you are going. Develop new friends. Watch these people. Note how they are managing their lives. Talk to people who know more than you. Copy their mode of dress and their manner of problem solving. Start going to the library and research the new jobs developing in the area. Find and enroll in a junior college. Improve your reading skills. Keep your mouth shut about the plans you are making for yourself. If you must talk, go to the lamppost or go talk to the tree outside. Get the urge to talk out of your system. Yes, everyone needs a companion and a comrade in arms, but you must be careful who you bring to your bosom. All smiling faces are not what they seem. It is essential that you never look back. You will have to leave family and friends behind if you want to save yourself and have a nice, healthy, and strong family. You must remember, yes, these people are friends and family, but many of them may not want you to develop a lifestyle that is any better than the lifestyle they've developed for themselves. It is possible to have friends and family members who will be impediments in your life. They will always want to borrow money once they find out how much money you have in the bank. They will try to make you feel guilty for not loaning that money to them. These same people will never pay the money back. Some will always want to borrow money to get someone else out of jail. You will never see your bond money. Remember, you cannot put out all of the brush fires in the lives of your family and friends. Separating from one's family will hurt, but it will hurt more when at the age of 50 you look back at your life and realize all the bad decisions you made because of your continued association with friends and families that did you no good. You failed to advance yourself because you were always relying upon them to give you advice in opposition to what you knew about how they conducted their lives. You know every Friday after work your friend Bill is going to buy some weed, go to his apartment, drink one or two beers, and smoke his weed. He will talk about what he wants to do with his life. He will make comments about what other people should do with their lives, and then he'll fall asleep. He has made no time for his children. These are the children that he's had with several different women. These children have not seen him for months. Late Saturday afternoon, he will leave his apartment without bathing and go talk to a few friends, drinking and smoking again. He will beg one of his friends to fix his car, telling that person he will pay them later. How many times do you have to see this scenario to know your friend Bill is not going anywhere, and if you continue to associate with him, you're not going to be going anywhere either? Yes, Bill is your buddy. He's always had your back since high school. You love being with him because he makes you laugh. But Bill refuses to change. At the age of 25, his mind is still back in high school. How many times does he have to relive the day he scored a touchdown? Life is changing all around him, but he's too fearful to meet the future. There were two friends who were buddies, that they did not have any money. They couldn't work at McDonald's to support themselves. That was beneath them. They were not enrolled in a trade school. One day, one of these friends told the other, let's go to a college party in Ypsilanti. These friends thought stealing was smarter and easier than working. The college party was supposed to be easy pickings for a couple of robbers. Guess what the results were? Here is the point. If they got caught, how smart were they? Do you want to be in this position, proving to the world just how smart you are by being sentenced to prison? I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now for my break. The Michigan primaries and the general election are coming up, so we thought we should say something about why you should vote. Elizabeth Wally's from the League of Women Voters in Texas says, here are some reasons why you should vote. She says, if nobody votes, it's not a democracy. If you don't vote, people will not take you seriously. Voting is how you define yourself as part of something larger than yourself. Number 4, if you do not vote, someone else will make the decisions for you. Voting is part of your independence. Number 5, it matters. It matters to the future of you, your family, and your community. 6, people who don't vote are letting down their families and their communities. Moms, do you have an 18-year-old in your family? If so, give him or her register and be certain they vote. 8, refusing to vote isn't a rebellion, it's a surrender. Number 9, love your country. Prove it by voting. Number 10, voting is the great equalizer. The richest billionaire in America gets just one vote, the same as you and me. Number 11, what do the smart people do? They vote. They are voters. Number 12, elections have consequences. Be a voter. Elected officials make all the big decisions and they listen to the people who vote. Number 14, if you don't vote, you're invisible to the elected officials who make all the big decisions. Number 15, did you know people with money spend billions of dollars on elections? Billions spent for television ads, mailers, people to make phone calls and to knock on doors. The smart people spending all that money are trying to influence the voters. If it didn't matter, they wouldn't do it. Number 16, if you don't vote because you think your vote doesn't matter, then the people who don't want you to vote because you are afraid of how your vote will not win. Number 17, bad people are elected by the good people who did not vote. Hundreds of thousands of Americans have died to protect your right to vote. You owe it to them to vote. 19, voting is the right thing to do. Start preparing to vote now. Go and register at the Secretary of State's office. Find out where your polling place is and be prepared to be the first person in line to vote that day. If you do not have transportation to the polling place, call your local library and find out who is offering free transportation to polling locations. Remember, vote. You can visit touchedbythelight.us and learn what our books have to offer to you.
This right here, this is the moment right before the day starts when you get to look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are. Now, you've been through some dark days, I believe that. But all that pain and struggle, that made the person you're looking at now. So when you walk out of these doors today, I need you to believe in yourself. I need you to believe you are the strongest person walking this planet. They don't know what you've been through. They don't know the grind it took for you to be here. So when you leave here today, I need you to show them. What we need to focus on now is bringing positive energy into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We've all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our life will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we do this is by changing our outlook, leading every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism. And once you do this, you will see the change. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons of why your life is amazing. And once you do this, you will see the change. You will be the change. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful. And think positive. I think one thing we can all agree on is how important it is to find time in your life to grow with your personal development, your hobbies, with your profession, to step outside of your routine to explore. We cannot grow. We cannot expect change unless we are willing to try something new. And that's what I want you to focus on right now. Are you willing to step outside of your comfort zone? Are you willing to try something new regardless of the outcome? Because even when you try and you might not succeed, you still grow from the experience. That's what life is about. Being comfortable even when you're not comfortable. And I promise you, once you start to take those chances, you will begin to attract new opportunities into your life. But trust me, this step is never easy. But what you need to focus on is the end result. Are you content with staying the same, or are you looking for growth? Are you looking for change? Are you looking for opportunity? If you are, this is how you do it. You need to grow. Having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. and you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal, how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, you need to come up with short, positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words?
First of all, we all know being a male is not easy, and being a father is the greatest task of all. It means sacrificing some of one's dreams. It means carefully planning and trying to make the best decisions you can make. No, it is not easy being a father, but it is a calling like no other. Any man can produce a child with a woman, but it takes fortitude, determination, and endurance to be a father. Being a father is an all day activity. One has to think of the best advice to give, the best example to set, and the best course to take in life. This is why it is so important that you commit today to being the best person you can be. Commit to living a life that will allow you to make choices and to grow into the man that you think you should be. It is important that you educate yourself regardless of the profession. If you really want to be a certified mechanic, then go back to school and learn to read so you can pass a state test. If you are ashamed that you cannot read, find a person to teach you to read one on one. No one has to know that you have someone teaching you to read. The first black Navy diver did not know how to read well. In order to pass the test required by the Navy, he needed to learn to read. He found someone to teach him to read. You can do the same thing. So what if it takes you 2 to 3 years to learn to read? It is better than spending 10 years in prison for stealing something that did not belong to you. So what if you have to go back and get the basics in reading and math? At least you're willing to gain knowledge you need to advance in life. You need to discuss marriage with your children. Not only what marriage is and means with respect to their lives, but how to go about finding the right mate. You need to discuss getting an education with your children. You need to discuss the importance of working and how one is to work a job. There is so much to being a father. There is much more to being a father than just providing a paycheck. You need to be the one to tell your child, tell your son, to judge a man not on what he says but on what he does. You need to be the one to tell your son to separate himself from any man that constantly calls women bitches and whores. You need to tell your son he does not want to be friends with any man that constantly berates women. He does not want this man to be around his children. He does not want this man in his home, and he definitely does not want this man around his wife. You need to be the one to tell your son that he is always to find a job to perform. You need to be the one to tell your son that he must read, read, and read to keep himself supplied with information that he will need throughout life to problem solve and to manage his life. You need to be the one to tell your son that a man needs a woman who is a helpmate and that all that glitter is not gold. You need to be the one to tell your son to stay away from men and women who are always talking about what they are gonna do, but who never put themselves in the position where they are actually working out their plan. I'm a gonna go back to school. I'm a gonna find a job next week. I'm a gonna. You must tell your sons and daughters that I'm a gonna people never do anything with their lives. Year in and year out, they are always saying, I'm a gonna. Children should be told to run as soon as they hear someone say, I'm a gonna. The philosophy of I'm a gonna is contagious. People with these words on their mouths should be avoided at all costs. Amagana is a disease that consumes thousands of people each year where their lives come to nothing. Not one of their ideas come to fruition because of the lack of planning and the lack of follow through. Amagana people do not know how to formulate a plan nor act decisively. There is no way around it. A male is the most significant person in a child's life. Once you accept the title of father, your child's destiny is in your hands. There is nothing you can do about this relationship. You are the child's father, and that child will forever look to you in that role. Now, I want you to imagine two children standing beside a coffin in a cemetery. Ask yourself what those two children are thinking, knowing that the body in the casket is their father, who did not return from prison because one of the inmates stabbed him to death during an argument. Do you think the children would be saying to themselves, this would not have happened if daddy had not got himself in trouble and was sent to prison? Caskets are delivered to families every day from correctional facilities all over the country. Do you want your body to be in one of these caskets? There are two books I want you to read. These books are a must read. And please don't tell me that you do not have time to read. You have time to read. You just have to make up your mind that this is now the time to change. And in order to change, you must read and learn something different. These books I want you to read are entitled A Christian is Never Desperate and The Wall. Read these books until your back straightens, strength comes to your bones, and your spirit soars. You can find the books at the website https://touchedbythelight.us. If you click on the book covers, you can read the first chapter of each book. These books were written especially for men. Sometimes, or something else that will also help you is watching the 4 videos on the web page entitled The Wall. It is also found on the website touchedbythelight.us, Wall Project. I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now, dear listeners, help us save a life. Stop breast cancer from taking lives. Will you assist us in putting the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer in the hands of 1 million people? Please go to the website www.touchedbythelight.us and download the booklet Black Women and Breast Cancer. Then email this booklet to 5 friends, asking them to email the booklet to 5 of their friends. We are trying to reach 1 million women with this information to save lives. The death of 1 woman to breast cancer from our community is 1 woman too many. We thank you for your support. Remember, if you miss one of our shows, you can visit our YouTube channel at Touched by the Light Publishing to watch and listen to previous episodes of Women of Courage. Thank you.
"32 million adults in the United States cannot read. And for most of them, It's not that they lack the ability to learn how. They just have grown up in a system that has not allowed them to flourish. And what I want to talk about today is bringing that power back to our communities. It is 2020. We have the resources around us to gain this knowledge. And it comes down to supporting our brothers and sisters to get them back on track. We need to understand that there is power in new information. We cannot hang on to the same things that have been told to us for the last 10 to 15 years. It is a new day. We have new technology at our fingertips that can help our families and our communities. But we need to be able to understand it, to process it, and to take action on it. For those of you that can read, I challenge you in 2020 to dedicate time to help our communities become better. Reach out, volunteer, and donate to help bring education back to our homes. For those of you that cannot read, all that I ask is for you to reach out for help. There are people around you that are willing to help you reach success. This cannot be about pride or being self-conscious. This has to be about you. We want to help you learn how to read so that you can make the decisions you need in this life. It is 2020. No more excuses on either side. If you can, you need to help. If you can't, you need to ask. We are all here for each other. I am talking about our cities, our communities, and our families. Bring the power of education back home.
To supplement what you are learning today, I suggest you read the book A Christian is Never Desperate. The information you read will help you lay a foundation for dealing with negative people, fear, and avoidance. This book is especially good for the woman or man who is just divorced, or the man who lost his girlfriend, or the woman who has lost her boyfriend, or the man or woman who is starting a new business. In other words, if you are full of fear, you can learn to stand up. It is just a matter of developing good behavior and trying over and over again, learning from your mistakes. If you email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com, we can tell you how to obtain the book, The Christian is Never Desperate. It sells for $9.95. Believe me, you will enjoy reading the book over and over again, and there is much to learn. A Christian is Never Desperate is not available in bookstores. You can only obtain the book through the Women and Children Restoration Ministry out of Ann Arbor. Unlike bookstores, the proceeds realized from the sale of the book go to programs that help women and children in stress. The book tells you that you can be victorious over adversity. A Christian acts and lives by faith. God always has a miracle for you. He gives you the facts you need to make important decisions, to be successful, and to overcome mediocrity. A Christian is Never Desperate is another one of our pocket-sized devotionals that you could keep in your car, in your purse, or at work whenever you need to reach for something that will strengthen you to fight the day. When a problem strikes, when the horizon looks gloomy and gray, it is not time for despair. It is not time to act as if there is no hope. It is time to tell the storm that God is with you and there is nothing to fear. You can read the book at touchedbythelight.us. You can read the first chapter of the book and watch a video. This book was not written to indoctrinate you into the cult of being a Christian. We do not ask you to follow God blindly. The book was written to help you stand against soothsayers who do not want you to prosper. A Christian is never desperate discusses the trinity of trouble, which is worry, doubt, and fear. Are you the person like the Jews in the desert who murmured and doubted and argued with Moses and Aaron concerning their faith when they encountered the trinity of trouble, worry, doubt, and fear? The book A Christian is Never Desperate is for people who have encountered the trinity of trouble. Worry, doubt, and fear will put you in the grave if you let it. Men carry around demons for years, long times until the demons start to take over. Worry is the repetition of one or several thoughts of doom. Doubt is the everlasting question, is something right or wrong? Fear is always being afraid. Worry, doubt, and fear can destroy your continence. These emotions can land you in the hospital or on the psychiatric couch. Drugs and alcohol are only temporary fixes to making you feel good. The book Christian is Never Desperate tells you that you do not have to succumb to these emotions. You do not have to drug yourself with pills and alcohol. A Christian is Never Desperate tells you it is time to change the way you live. Today can be a major turning point in your life. When you want something that you have never had, you must do something that you have never done. So if you want to change your life forever, you must change your behavior today. If you are struggling to control your life, here's an opportunity for you to change. Pick up a book and read it. We are just as responsible for the things we do as we are responsible for the things we do not do. This is the day you can change. Make your life exciting again. Get out of the rut. You can change your world one step at a time. There is no reason why you cannot reach for your dream. Remember, if you are feeling lost, come join us on Saturday and see what you can do when you work with like-minded women. Here are some questions for you. What is desperation? What causes desperation? What leads to desperation? Why can't desperation be managed? The dictionary defines the word desperation as a noun, as lost hope and surrender to despair, a state of hopelessness leading to rashness. The synonyms for despair are despondence, forlornness, and hopelessness. The dictionary goes on to provide a sentence for the meaning of despair. She felt overcome by desperation, the desperation of severe poverty. They hired me out of desperation because they couldn't find anyone else. As you read the definition of the word desperation, one becomes surrounded by gloom. This is a dark word, a word no one wants to use very often. One would say your life sucks if you are desperate. Desperation is not a happy occasion. Desperation is an emotion that can lead you to kill someone, to commit adultery, to cheat at work, or to commit a foolish act. A desperate person feels there is no way out. They are boxed into one behavior. Thoughts run through their mind. I have to do this or else. I have to try this even though I don't think it will work. Maybe I can win. These are the questions and situations we explore in A Christian is Never Desperate. The supposition is if you believe in God, that God should appear in your life causing you not to commit a desperate act. There should be enough information in God's Word to cause a man or a woman to reconsider acting desperately. Below are 4 headlines discussing the crimes 4 grandmothers are accused of committing. What does these women, what caused or what drove these women to break the law? Why did these women think they had to sell drugs or have their husband killed for money? Look at the headlines. Friday, February the 17th, 2012, the News 8 broadcast reported grandmother arrested in drug bust in Ansonia, Connecticut. Friday, April 5th, 2012. The following article, American Grandmother Jailed on Drug Charges, was published in the Jamaica Observer. Either the television or someone made Jane Carmichael, age 52, believe drug smuggling was easy. This assumption will now cost her 12 years of her life. April 13, 2012. The following article, Marijuana Grandma Arrested, was reported in the news broadcast in Florida. April 10, 2013. The following article, Grandmother Arrested with Grandson in Murder Plot, was reported. Thursday, January the 2nd, 2014. The following article said, Grandmother arrested for calling 911 to report a beer emergency. This was reported by Fox 8 at GHPB. All of these articles reported elderly women acting badly. The news is shocking. You can't help but ask yourself, what happened to these women? How can a grandmother sell drugs or ask her grandson to commit murder? Grandmothers do not sell drugs or have their grandsons kill their husbands for money. Something is seriously wrong. What made these women act the way they did? What caused elderly women to act out of character and break the law? Selling drugs is not a traffic ticket. Selling drugs is a felony, a crime that causes years in prison. We believe these women were desperate. We think they failed at life and wanted money in their old age, and they were willing to take a chance to get the money. What made these women act desperate? We explore desperation in the book A Christian is Never Desperate. These women had a problem, and they decided to use a bad method to solve that problem. One facet of problem solving that can lead to a better solution is changing the way one thinks. Most people persist in doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, when actually what the person needs to do to solve many of their problems is to change the way they think and to change the associates they live around and to begin acquiring information that from a different source. People need a stratified information source, not a localized information source. That means the same old friends. What leads to desperation is when a person's thinking something is imminent, is going to happen, and there's no way out except to commit a desperate act, like stealing or lying. Read and study the book A Christian is Never Desperate. See if you can find information that will help you avoid being desperate. The choices we make change who we become, causing us to say, who would I be now if only I had done such and such a thing? Where would I be if I had married Bob instead of Charlie? Think about it. Who would I be now if I had just changed? Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life, but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Please tell your friends and family about our broadcast and invite them to listen to us every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. on 88.1 FM WHPR. You can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com to learn more about our programs and how you can become involved. You can find inspirational articles by the Women of Courage Show by visiting the website touchedbythelight.us. You can read some of our essays on your lunch hour. These articles will help you last throughout the day. They will inspire you not to quit.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Renee stepping out on faith. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Thank you for listening to Women of Courage and have a great day.